は新横浜、名古屋、京都、新大阪、新神戸、岡山、福山、広島。
Actually arriving in Japan was surreal. This is a lot of people's dream trip, and it was definitely one of mine. Even just walking the street at night was amazing, because we got there at nighttime. Didn't do anything too insane. Well, we did, but it was a lot of throwing up involved, so I'm gonna skip to day one. Now, we landed in Tokyo, but day one we were actually going to Osaka. So we actually headed to the train station right away and started really exploring. We had to hop on the bullet train, which I was really excited for. And it was only a 2-hour trip, which was really good, because Osaka's pretty far from Tokyo. It's crazy how much you're hit with the culture of Japan right away. Like, I'm telling you, on trains, no one speaks. It's the most respectful thing to be quiet. And they're so clean. Probably the best part about this train ride actually was the fact that we got to see Fuji. Like, all the views we saw were amazing, especially since we saw like some really snowy parts along the way, which honestly I wanted to stop by and check it out, but we just couldn't. We didn't have any time. But seeing Fuji clear as day here was amazing. Just look at this. So after the long train ride, we finally arrived in Osaka. And Osaka was very nice. We were all super excited for Osaka, specifically because we got a very nice hotel. We basically got a high rise. It was pretty expensive, but we decided we wanted to just have one really nice night just to like kind of see everything. And here's how it came out. Honestly, we couldn't have asked for a better room to explore Osaka. As soon as we got here, we definitely did some shopping. Decided to check out like the jump shop that was here. That was amazing. And again, just walking around. This first day of the trip, everyone was pretty jet lagged and tired. So I ended up going out alone actually in the night. So here's a little bit of this. I actually went to a cafe, just kind of like roamed the streets a little bit. Look at the streets. But yeah, I'm solo right now because my roommates they're all sleeping. But we're just gonna get lost solo. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, I don't understand a single thing, but I'm excited, you know? So I went ahead and I ordered a cappuccino, and then I got like this cupcake pastry thing. I got one of these right here. You know I'm about to chow down. Please don't burn me. This might burn me. Oh wow, that's amazing. After the cafe, I honestly just took a lot of time to just walk around. The streets felt like magic, and honestly, I was in no rush to get back. Whether you've seen anime or not, being in Japan honestly feels like a movie. I said it when I first got here, but it kind of felt like New York, but just way cleaner. A walkable city where every single alleyway was something new and exciting. But after my walk, I headed back to the hotel and pretty much called it a night. Now it's the next day, and we start off this next day in the best way possible. I set my phone up and tried to capture the sunset as best I could, and I honestly did a great job. We woke up, started blaring music and making some coffee, and just sat down and really just took in where we were and how we got here. After the sunset, we went straight to the all-you-can-eat buffet at the hotel and just, again, took in the view of where we were at. Today was probably the most exciting day because we were heading over to Awaji Island. I probably butchered that, but I tried. This is where Naruto World is, and like Godzilla and Monster Hunter, they have a whole bunch of attractions. So we pretty much took the entire morning and afternoon to just focus on this. Crossed this really cool bridge. It was maybe like 30 minutes to get there, so not bad at all, but this is the first time we actually saw like the ocean, so the ride was extremely nice. Now me, I'm a huge Naruto nerd, okay? So we checked out the Godzilla thing. It was really cool. We even ziplined through like his mouth. There was a huge like cosplay thing of him. But when it came to Naruto World, I was geeking out. The whole experience was so cool, and I also had the best bowl of ramen I ever had in Japan, and it was right there. After this first half of the day, we did something even cooler and went to Kyoto. Now, Kyoto's like an older version of Japan. It's more like historical, more like traditional. I'm pretty sure like one of the oldest like Starbucks is here too, I think. But we got here without a plan. Everything was pretty much closed by the time we got here. We wanted to just walk around and take in this other part of Japan, and it was honestly perfect. We stumbled upon like one of the coolest temples there, literally on accident, and just started walking the streets at night. Like, this is definitely one of the coolest parts of the trip for me. It was just so quiet and like tranquil. I don't know how to describe it, but That's the best way I could. It was like the silence, but everything just spoke for itself. Didn't record much after this night because we ended up just going back, but that was pretty much the end of this day. Now this next day, I didn't really document a lot, but we started off the day off at a museum. Found a cool little spot with a nice view, so that's what this is. But the main goal of today was to go to the rock climbing gym. It's called B Pump and it's the hardest rock climbing gym in the world. And I rock climb, so this was honestly a dream come true. Which is crazy to say because you're going to Japan and you go to a rock climbing gym. Yeah, I know, but a lot of people dream of going to B Pump. Then after this climbing day, it was honestly just exploring the city at night. I didn't document. It was a lot of just walking around and eating food. But now this next day might have been the most exciting day of the trip. This is day 4 now, I think. And we decided to go on Mount Fuji. It was beautiful from the train, but it was so much better actually being on it. This is my first time ever actually seeing snow falling down from the sky, and it was a lot. It was beautiful. Did an 1.5-hour trail on Mount Fuji. I think it was 3 hours below the actual peak of it. But just walking around and just taking in nature at its finest was amazing. My cousin Alex ended up falling at least 2 or 3 times. I'm not really sure the amount. But we also saw a bunch of deer on the trails too, and it was so nice. We ended up actually turning around halfway and doing like this lifeguard tower thing where you can kind of get a good view of everything. So we did a trail and we did this. All I can say is that one day I want to reach the peak. I know there's guided tours that you can do of Mount Fuji that will actually allow you to do that. So that's definitely next on the to-do list. It was such a cool day. Now for the next day, which was day 5. And this was honestly just, again, another mess around day. We wanted to get lost in the city. So of course we ended up going to Shibuya. We went to Shibuya to see the crossing where everyone kind of just stands in the middle and takes as much pictures as possible. I don't think I've ever seen this amount of people, even when I went to New York. But like everyone uses this crosswalk. You can even see in this video that like some people will just launch straight ahead to take their first picture, and they don't care. They're running you over. But seeing this in person and in the morning was so cool. And then at night, we ended up going to Tokyo Skytree, which is probably the tallest thing in Tokyo. It overlooks everything. You don't actually realize how big Japan is, or even Tokyo for that matter. Japan is huge, but Tokyo in itself is so vastly large. We got 360 views of everything, and one of the coolest things actually was in the tower. It was sponsored by My Hero Academia, so you kind of walked around and saw a whole bunch of like My Hero Academia themed things, so that was cool. But this next day, the main thing we did was the Tokyo Interactive Museum. Not sure the specific name, but this entire experience was breathtaking. All those museums you see on TikTok that have the fully immersive ones where just a million different things are happening at once, Tokyo had it, but on steroids. I remember walking through and feeling like every single room was a different world. None of the videos in this video are gonna do any of the things in Japan justice, but it will give you a little glimpse. I recorded as much as I could in here, but there was constantly things moving on the wall. Immersive rooms where you kind of stepped in and things would happen. They even had a wall where you could draw something and it would pop up on the wall what you drew. And it was just a collection of everybody's drawings. But my favorite part had to be this one room with all these like flowers where everything was moving. They had this like hill in the middle where you can kind of slide down. Oh, it was so cool. And this was actually our last night in Japan. It was a very short trip. It was only a week long. Now for the last morning, I actually took a little solo trip and decided to walk around. Our Airbnb was in Shinjuku. I walked by myself and actually ended up seeing like the famous head that people always see when they go. So that was really nice. And now here are some words from me on my last day of Japan to close off this video.
So that's it. This is officially the last day in Japan. I'm gonna be honest with you and say that I don't think anything can top this trip. And I'm whispering right now because I'm in public and I'm very shy. But I mean, just look at this, bro. Everywhere I walk by, it's a house like that. Or in front of me, look at that alley. And it doesn't even do it justice. I'm walking back to my B&B right now to pack and probably go cry. But overall, this trip was a 10 out of 10. If you're thinking about going to Japan, this is your sign to do it. Life is all about working hard. But if you can't enjoy yourself, what's the point? After this, I'll probably just put my head down, work as much as possible till the next trip. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully. Japan is awesome.